What is happening, good people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're back here, Farming Simulator 25, our Rags to Riches series. This is episode number 46. Man, we are rocking and rolling in this series. I tell you, having an absolute blast with it. We made an absolutely crazy purchase in the last episode with the sugar beet harvester. We've got the sugar beet defibrillator, whatever the hell it's called. We got it. And that brings us to another situation that we are going to get ourselves into in a few months. We are going to need a tractor with at least 300 horsepower. And that is our new goal, our new short-term goal to set our sights on at the moment. Currently, we are mowing our field that is used to be the oat field. Then we planted some grass in here. We were going to turn it back into an oat field, but instead we are going to turn this field into sugar beets, and I don't even know why. We are just going absolutely crazy here in this series. We have got a lot of wool production going on. We've got some big cotton fields now, and why not dip our toe into sugar beets? I mean, the opportunity presented itself and we took it. So that's what we're doing. And I know this this field needed one more month to get the extra yield for the grass for harvesting, but we're mowing it now. And we're not going to get as much yield from this, but we're just going to use this grass to feed our goats and our sheep. So we're really not looking to make a whole lot of money with this field as far as the grass goes and the silage. So it's not going to be the biggest yield that we've ever had, but it will be nice to get our goats and our sheep fed, I'm sure. We might even have a couple extra bales left over that we could turn into silage, but I'm not really counting on that. Not counting on this field to make us some money. We're still in the first day of March. Springtime is upon us, and I tell you what, there's a little bit of work to do here. I mean, we have to mow this field. We also have to bale it up. And then once we get the grass bales, we'll go ahead and do what we need to do as far as feeding our animals and wrapping up the leftovers. We took all of our wool to the spinnery and the rope maker. We kind of split it up. So we'll check on that progress just to see how it's doing. I know the spinnery is completely full, and I believe now, unfortunately, the rope maker is also full of wool. So I don't know what we're going to do. We might literally have too much wool being produced. I don't know. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Who knows? We could just store the excess pallets of wool and sell them if the price is right. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. We also sold all of our lettuce. We really don't have anything left to sell here. So we're just going to mow this field. After we mow it, we'll bale it up. And then once we get rid of the grass bales on the field, we're going to cultivate it, and then we're going to plant our sugar beets. This is pretty exciting. There aren't really that many contracts to do, as I just checked. Now we'll check towards the end of the day to see if there's anything that we're going to do. We do need a deadwood contract. We need to put some wood into the sawmill. I also had an idea for getting wood in the sawmill about cutting down some of the trees around the farm, but we just don't have a way to get those trees to the sawmill without chopping them all up, and that's just going to take forever. I wouldn't mind having a winch. We could then take the trees and just kind of drag them over to the sawmill, but that's just going to cost us money, and we don't really want to spend money if we're trying to save up for a good tractor. I also took a look at our options for tractors, and I tell you what, just based on the research that I did and all the tractors that are available, not including modded tractors, but base game tractors, there are two options. Best bang for the buck. For the amount of money spent, you get the most horsepower. Now, both of these options do not have a front loader option, but they do have 3-point attachments on the front. So we would be getting rid of our Deutz Fahr. The Deutz-Fahr has 46 months of use on it, or 46 hours, I can't remember. We could take a look at the stats, but the Deutz-Fahr has been used far more than the John Deere. It is a little bit old and it's starting to cost us some money in repairs. So I think we're going to get rid of that Deutz-Fahr when the time comes. The Deutz-Fahr has 230 horsepower. Neither one of our tractors are going to be able to handle harvesting the sugar beets. That being said, we don't need to buy the new tractor right now, but as soon as we have the money for it, I want to buy it just to get it out of the way, just to have a new tractor on the farm. And we will go over the two tractor options in just a couple minutes. I'm going to get done this field, and then once we're done mowing this field, we can get into what I determine were the best bang for your buck tractor options going forward, both of which are upwards of $270,000. So currently we have $113,000 in the bank. We're going to need another $160,000, and I think we can get that in April just by selling our fabric. Our fabric is going to give us $163,000, and also in the month of April we're probably going to have more lettuce to sell, and I don't know, we're going to have some more grass as well down on the lower farm. All of our grass is going to be ready to be mowed and wrapped up for silage. So we are going to have a good amount of profit coming in April, and that should help us secure our new tractor. And aren't you excited? I mean, I'm excited. Everybody should be excited. Now the other thing that I want to do, I want to get some type of shed up here on the upper farm. I think a shed would be really nice, help store the equipment that we have, and it would just, I think, make things look a little bit better. So I do have a couple options for a shed, and we can take a look at that in the next couple months. Certainly not something we need at this moment, but definitely something to think about. The other thing is we have a silo, and we bought the silo to store our oats in, and I thought we were going to get into some arable crops at the time. I was mistaken, because we're not getting into arable crops. So we don't really need the silo that's sitting on our farm. I believe we're going to be able to sell that, and once we sell that silo, it should bring us some extra money. The only thing that I'm kind of concerned about is when we harvest our rice. If the price isn't right for rice, I'm saying that fast 3 times in a row, bet you can't. If the price isn't right for rice, where do we store our rice? But the truth is, I looked at the prices for rice, and the price for rice is always high in the summer months, and that's when you can harvest it. So I don't think we're going to run into that problem. So I think we're totally fine and safe in getting rid of our silo. So I think we're going to do that too. All right, let's repair these mowers. They have not been repaired in a minute. Wow, $1,786 to repair that. Tell you what, while we're at it, let's give that little Deutz-Fahr a little tune-up. I mean, that's what we're good at. We're going to go down to the lower farm. We are going to drop off these mowers because we're going to need them in the month of April to get the grass going there. The other thing I thought about is the small field in front of the sheep pens up on the upper farm, right behind the rice field. I think we're going to plant sugar beets in that too. It's just a small, tiny patch of land. It's either got to be sugar beets or cotton. So either way, not a bad decision either way. I kind of like the idea of doing sugar beets because we're already doing sugar beets at the field right next to it. So we can just, run the equipment over there while we're doing the other field. That being said, we do want as much cotton as possible. But we do have a brand new field that we had last episode that is going to have cotton in it. So I think I'm going to do sugar beets. All right, swing around. Let's drop these mowers off, and we will be prepared to get after it in April with our grass fields down here. All right, let's go ahead and drop that off. Now the goats have produced looks like a pallet of goat milk, but it is not a full pallet. It's only like 300 liters of goat milk. As you can see, there is no wood down here for us. We're going to grab our baler We don't really need the bale wrapper right now, but we're going to grab the baler because we need to bale up our grass. The other thing we did, we went to the store and we grabbed our pallets of seeds, and we brought all of our seeds over here. So right in this little area, I think that's going to be our collection area for miscellaneous items like fertilizer and seeds. I don't necessarily want to put a shed down here on the lower farm, but I did think about putting one in this corner over here. Gosh, look at all that wool still. Jeez. Right here in this area, I wouldn't mind putting a shed over here. That would take care of some of the equipment that we're going to leave down here on the lower farm. It would be kind of neat as well. The other thing I thought about was getting rid of that greenhouse over there and maybe putting a small shed there, and then we could relocate the greenhouse up on the main farm in greenhouse row. We do have space for one more greenhouse on the other end of this line, right down there where we're thinking about putting a shed. Yeah, take a look at the overhead map. A greenhouse, one more greenhouse would go right here, and then we could put a shed in this area here. We are going to get rid of the silo. We don't need it. There's nothing in it. We could sell. It's only $9,723. I mean, I don't know that we're going to need it, so we're going to sell it. And bam, just like that, it's sold. Now we got a little pad over here. I wish we could get rid of these light poles, but we can't. So we're gonna have to work around it. So I'd like to put a shed in this area, something small enough so we can leave room for a greenhouse over here. That will complete greenhouse row. We're not gonna be putting any more greenhouses on our property. But a little shed right here would be pretty cool. All right, here is our two options for tractors, and they're the first two that you see in the large tractors. The R2R Series. This thing is awesome. I love the color. It's the color of the Baltimore Orioles. If you guys are into American baseball, you would know who the Baltimore Orioles are, and that's their colors. It could be the Oriole tractor. Of course, you have to change the engine setup. Now, you don't have to go all the way to a 420 horsepower tractor. I don't think we need to do all that. But we can come down to a 370 horsepower tractor or even a 340 horsepower tractor. We don't want to change anything else with additional monies. We can change the color, and the only other color I would like is this matte black. That is badass. But I don't think we should pay $5,000 for a paint job. But yeah, that's pretty cool looking right there, I gotta tell you. So I think we would leave it as this RNG kind of tractor. It would have 340 horsepower, cost us $267,500. Now, if we had the extra money, I mean, there's nothing stopping us from going up, what, another $14,000 to make it 400 horsepower. But I'm just not sure we need a 400 horsepower tractor at this point. But it all depends on how much money we have. Second option, the Massey Ferguson. This thing is awesome. Love the classic red and white design on this thing. Of course, same thing goes. You can have this thing up to 425 horsepower, which is probably too much. So we would dial that back. And once again, you get this to 340 horsepower, and it's $272,000. So it's only $5,000 more than the Valtra. They're all the same. I mean, other than the color and the way they look, I'm not really sure how they drive compared to each other. I know in the past farming simulator games, I have not been a big fan of the Valtra tractors. Just the way they drive is a little strange to me. But, I mean, maybe I'll do some testing off camera to see which one of these I like better. But these are the two options. Best bang for the buck is the R2R Series and the Massey Ferguson MF9S. Everything else in this lineup is just too expensive, and you don't get the power that you need. So I think these two are the options. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All right, well, here we go. We got to bale this grass up, and that is going to take us a minute. I'm not sure how many bales we're going to get. Hopefully, well, I'm confident it's going to be enough to feed our goats, but is it going to be enough to have any extra to sell for some silage? Probably. But we'll see just how many bales we get. Let's find out now. Alright, well, we baled up our grass, and now it is time to feed the sheeps and goats. I'm going to take probably, I don't know, we'll just start over here. There's a lot of bales in this field. I'm going to start by just feeding them. And let's see if we can get them full of grass. And then once they're fed, then we'll stuff some extra bales into the storage things on the side. I think we'll probably, well, this one's still got one in it. So I think we'll probably want to get like maybe three bales in each one, just for storage. All right, here we go. There's one. And let's get this other one out of the storage area. That way we can fill it back up. Here we go. And I think we missed it. There we go, that's better. All right, now let's dump this grass right here. All right, oh boy, they sucked up both of those. These goats, I mean sheep, are hungry. And I'm not sure if there's any in this little storage thing. No, there are not. So let's just grab a couple more bales. Let's feed these sheep and make them happy. All right, bam, that one's gone. I'm assuming they're gonna eat a couple bales each, and we'll just keep bringing them bales until they stop eating them. All right, there we go. Boy, that used up all of the bales. It was a perfect amount of bales for the sheep and the goats. Oh crap, we forgot about the goats. Yeah, the goats need some grass. Crap. All right, we're gonna wait until next month. They should be okay until next month, and when we harvest our grass field here down on the lower farm, we'll just save a couple bales and throw them at the goats. Gee, sorry goats. All right, I want to do an experiment with this tree right here. Can we put this into the sawmill? I'm going to try and cut it as low as possible. And all right, it's fallen. Okay, now we just got to chop it up so that we can carry it. I think we can carry this much of it. All right, let's see. Nope, we can't. It's all right, let's cut that one in half. There we go. All right, we can carry this one. Let's go throw this tree in the sawmill. Let's just see what happens. Bam, well, that's gone, okay. I don't know how much this tree's going to get us, but it does have a bunch of branches and some leaves and stuff, so maybe it'll give us a little bit more wood than a deadwood contract. Who knows? And boop, that one's in there. And hopefully we can grab some of these bigger branches with our bare hands. I mean, look, we've been working out, we're strong. All right, now let's split this thing into two. Now let's try and split it again. There we go. So basically we just gotta dissect this tree and hopefully we can carry some of these things. Oh, look at this. That's a big log right there. Oh yeah. That's a big old log with a big old branch. Look at how strong we are. We're like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I mean, just saying. All right, once we put this tree in, I'm really curious to see how much wood is going to be in there. I don't think we need to buy a winch. We can just cut down some of these trees right around this farm area. It will serve two purposes. It'll help to clear out this area, and maybe we can even, you know, put a little parking pad down over here. Boy, we can't pick up this big thing. All right, we're gonna have to cut these down just a little bit. All right, wouldn't it be cool if this gave us like a full sawmill? I think we were 4,000 liters short, maybe 3,000 or 4,000 liters short. Boop, there we go. Oh boy, that didn't really do much. Put about 2,000 liters in there. We still need another 2,000 liters. So rather than cut up another one of these trees, although it would be nice to get rid of this guy, maybe we'll do that. We don't like this tree. It's just kind of in the way. Maybe we'll get rid of this tree. We can have some more parking, but we're still going to have to deal with the stump. All right, I tell you what. I'm going to cut down this tree. I'm going to throw it in the sawmill, and then we'll be back. All right, well, we got all that second tree. That area looks actually a little bit better now. Wouldn't mind clearing out some more of these trees. And any extra wood, there was one branch and a little piece that I threw over here that it can't take because it's full. But as soon as it becomes unfull, it's going to suck those up. Yeah, take a look. It's totally full. That's awesome. All right, so instead of doing deadwood contracts, the next couple rounds, we're going to get rid of these trees. We'll start clearing out this area here. We might leave this one. I like this tree. It's a pretty tree. But this one, I don't know, it's on the other side of the creek. That's kind of pretty too. Maybe we'll just have these two trees here as sort of like an entranceway with this bridge here. It's kind of neat. These guys, and definitely this big ass one. Although it would be kind of neat to, maybe we could build some sort of little garden thing around this tree. No, I'm just kidding. See you later, tree. You're a goner for sure. All right, I don't think there's anything else we can do this first day of March. We filled up the sawmill, we cut our grass, we baled it up, we fed our animals, except for the goats. Sorry, goats. And yeah, so now we're just kind of prepared for the month of April coming up when we are going to make a ton of money, and hopefully we'll be able to upgrade our tractor. Now we do have a whole ton of wool at this one. There wasn't any room for it anywhere. So it's just got to sit there, and hopefully by April we'll have, you know, enough room somewhere to put that wool. Otherwise, we're just going to have to sell it. So yeah, I mean, some tidying up to do around the farm aesthetically. I think I'm going to start working on that kind of stuff, like, you know, just sort of shaping the ground, putting in some little touch-ups to the trails and the little drives and stuff like that. Maybe making some of them gravel instead of dirt. But yeah, oh gosh, you know what we need to do? I don't even know what the hell I'm thinking. We have to cultivate and seed. So I tell you what, we're gonna have the Deutz-Fahr cultivate, and while that's cultivating, we're gonna go grab the seeder. Now I think the sugar beet seeder is the same seeder we use for cotton. I think that's how that works. It's actually technically called a planter. But don't hold me to that, I may be wrong. So let's go ahead and cultivate this field now that all the grass is gone, and we'll have our friends help us out while we go grab that seeder. Man, this is pretty exciting, I do have to say. All right, we got our friends over there cultivating the field. Let's go grab that cedar. I think it's down, yeah, it's down by the other cotton fields. And we're getting kind of spread out with our cotton fields. We might have to find a central location where we can store our equipment, which would probably mean we'd have to buy some more land. Yeah, I got some vision for this lower farm too. Eventually, once we have to stop relying on grass for income and we're making enough money on other things throughout the whole year, we are going to get rid of the goats. We might have some goats some other area, some other farm that we establish, but those goats are going to go, and we're going to get rid of that grass. And we're going to make it probably like one big field for, you know, cotton or sugar beets, or who knows what the hell else we're going to get into in this series. I mean, it's getting crazy. I mean, we might decide to get into something that we've never ever got into before, which like carrots or parsnips, or maybe one of the new things in the game, like peas or green beans or something like that. I don't know. I haven't done any of that stuff in Farming Simulator 25 yet. Even on my own little playthroughs, I've basically just been kind of doing these types of things. Alright, the cedar here. Oh gosh, look out. Oh boy, we just killed a road sign. Sorry, RIP road sign. We're going to set the cedar right here. And as soon as this thing's done cultivating, we are going to seed that field. Get it all prepared for sugar beets. I do want to make sure that we can have sugar beets in this soybean sugar beet. There we go. You know, we do need some more seeds. Let's go fill this thing up with seeds, and then we'll park it right back by this field. We're going to cultivate the field. We're going to seed the field, and we're probably going to be sleeping into the second day of March. We'll check the contracts one more time before we sleep, just to make sure we're not missing out on some really big paying contracts, like the $10,000 plowing contracts and stuff like that. I'd imagine this time of year it's just going to be cultivating contracts and planting contracts, stuff like that. We don't really want to do any planting contracts just because of the cost of seeds. It's just like fertilizing contracts. I mean, we'll take them if they're big enough. But with this planter seeder thing, I mean, we're going to be losing seeds and fertilizer. All right, here we go. There we go. Seeds are all filled up. Let's get on back to that other field. Then we'll check the contracts. And it's going to be time to sleep as soon as that field's done. All right, I tell you one thing else that we want to do, because it is the month of March. We didn't really buy anything to fix it up for this month, and this rigid track looks like a really good contender for us to make some money. It's also a pretty cool tractor, so we could buy this thing, bring it back to the shop, we could fix it up, probably make about $8,000 in April selling this bad boy. So let's go ahead and buy this. It's going to cost us $61,000, but we do have the money. And here it is, the rigid track SKH. Well, this thing is pretty cool. And this thing is zipping and zooming all around. Now let's go ahead and take this back to the farm. We can fix it up in our shop. And this thing is pretty neat. I mean, it's kind of like a glorified four-wheeler if you ask me. And let me know in the comments if anybody is using this in any way in Farming Simulator. I mean, it only has 75 horsepower, so really don't know what the heck you would use it for, other than like kind of a telehandler kind of thing with the 3-point attachment on the front. Geez, I don't even know. It doesn't have a front loader, so you can't really lift stuff up. I don't know what the hell do you use this for. It just doesn't have enough horsepower to make sense. All right, just for fun, we're gonna see if the rigid track can pull this thing. Look at this. This is kind of fun. Okay, it can. Wow. All right. Well, that was a big fail. I thought that was going to be pretty funny. It turned out that it can pull it, so fine. We're just going to take this little booger over here. I mean, that's cute. It's a cute little tractor thing, whatever the hell it is. All right, we're going to repair $5,361. We bought it for $61,000, so we're in it for about $66,000. Bam. And then come April, we're gonna sell it. We'll take it down to the main farm. Somebody's gonna want this thing. I mean, we got it running pretty damn good. And I'm sure somebody's gonna want it, and we'll probably make about $8,000 selling it. So that's great. All right, well, there it is. This field is now cultivated and it is seeded with the sugar beets. And one thing I forgot to do is I think we have to seed this field over here. We plowed it and I'm pretty sure it's been cultivated and we can seed it. Let's test this out. The question is, do we want to get really close with our sugar beets here? I really don't know that we need to plant anything in this field. Honestly, I kind of want to save this area for just a whole bunch more sheep. So I don't really want to crowd this area with a bunch of crops. So for right now, we're going to leave this field empty. We're not going to plant any sugar beets there because I do eventually want to get 2 more sheep pens and put them in the top part of this field. We want to keep our rice field there though. That is kind of cool to have. So let's go ahead and take this seeder back. We're going to take it back over to our other cotton field. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's just keep it right here. Eventually we're going to put a shed down in this area. So let's go ahead and just plop our seeder right here. And there we go. All right, I think that's it for the first day of March. We've done a lot of work here as far as this field goes and our grass. Double checking the contracts. There really isn't anything here that we're gonna do. So I think we are good to sleep in through the second day of March. Let's run over to our house and take a snooze. And we're gonna get into the second day of March and probably gonna get through that day very, very quickly. All right, here it is. Wow. The second day of March is upon us. Boy, what a beautiful day it is. And there's that sun. Don't look directly at it. You'll burn your eyes out. All right, trees are coming back with their leaves, except for this one. This might be a dead tree. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because the greenhouses are around. This might be a tree we need to cut down and put in our sawmill. We will figure that part out. We do have some lettuce here. We'll check the used vehicle market. And gosh, I think that's pretty much all we're gonna do in the second day of March. We'll check the contracts, probably nothing out there. There is that one sheep pen. We should double check to make sure that's not full. All right, that is not full yet. You can tell by this little chart. It's got 10,000 liters of wool, so it could go until the month of April before we have to move some of that wool. If we check on the rope maker, we can put about 3,000 liters of wool in the rope maker, and for the spinnery, can't even put 1,000 liters in there at this point. Everything else is looking very, very good here. That rope maker, I wonder when it's going to spit out its first thing of ropes. Taking a look at ropes, it looks like April's a good time to check and get those things sold. Although the playground's $17,561. That price is probably going to go up. That is a lot of money. So in April, we will check for some ropes down at the rope maker. Checking on the contracts, we do have some bale wrapping, and this one is $5,402 for round bales, and that's pretty much the only one that we're going to do. This one's square bale, so we can't do that. So I think we're going to accept this contract here, the round bales. We'll go ahead and accept that contract so we can knock that out, make an additional 5,400 bucks. That's not going to take us long to do. Let's jump into Deutz-Fahr. Our cultivator is still attached. Can we weave it through here? We can. Oh boy, look out. Watch the tree, watch the tree. All right, let's put this cultivator back over here for now. We'll run and grab our bale wrapper. We're gonna go do that bale wrapping job, make that 5,400 bucks. And tell you what, we could probably go down and see the rope maker, but honestly, we're not gonna do anything with the rope maker yet. So let's go do that bale wrapping job. And that's probably the only thing. Maybe we should sell our lettuce. We'll check. Let's check on the price of lettuce. Watch out, car. And while we drive past the wool here, let's check it out. Yeah, we can still fit another pallet and a half, almost 2 pallets of wool over there. So we'll be good to go as far as that's concerned. There doesn't seem to be any wood that has spawned down here. And let's check on this goat milk, see if it's a full pallet of goat milk. And this is 425 liters, so that's not yet a full pallet of goat milk, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's go grab our bale wrapper. We might need to stop by the store and grab some paper for the bale wrapper. I'm not sure how much is on this thing. We got 5 out of 8 rolls, so I think we're pretty good. So let's drive down to field number 11. We're gonna finish that bale wrapping job. We'll get 5,400 bucks. And man, we are almost into the month of April where we are going to make a crap ton of money. All right, we are here at the rope maker and check it out. There's a pallet of rope. Wow, this is pretty neat. It's 1,000 pieces of rope. Now that doesn't look like 1,000 pieces of rope, but trust me, it is. It says it right there on the screen, and that's pretty cool. So in the month of April, we're going to take that pallet of rope right here is going to be about $18,000 worth of product, and that is something super awesome. All right, back to the bale wrapping job. Let's go ahead and complete this, and that is probably going to be it. Other than selling our lettuce, that's going to be it for this second day of March. So let's get this done. All right, there it is, 27,714 bucks in the bank. Our bank account now climbing back up there, $81,000, and that is great. And there is pretty much nothing else that we are going to do for this month of March. So we are going to sleep and get into the month of April. One thing I did forget to do is check the used vehicle section, and it looks like we have the same rear mowers that we have now. They are on sale for $30,338. It's almost 60% off. 22 months on those things. If we check ours out, 55 months on ours. And we could probably sell them, I'd imagine if we fix them up, we could probably sell them for like, I don't know, $40,000, something like that. So it might be even, might be an even swap to get the new rear mowers going. We might even be able to make some sort of profit on that. I'm not really sure, but definitely ours have 55 months of work on them. And these right here have about half the time, 22 months, and it's $30,000. I think that's going to be a pretty even swap there. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to buy these Pottinger rear mowers. We can replace our current rear mowers with these. And it seems like kind of a no-brainer. The other thing in here is a slurry tanker. We're not going to buy that and fix it up or anything like that. So, but yeah, these Pottinger mowers, I think it's a good swap for us. All right, we just collected the $5,400 for the bale wrapping. So our bank account now $86,000. And if we look at contracts, there isn't anything else here. So we are done for the month of March. I am going to go swap out the rear mowers. We're going to sell the ones that we have, and we are going to pick up a newish version of them, so that would help us out a little bit with cutting our grass. And we are going to get into the month of April in the next episode. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Thanks for all the love and support on the channel. Do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification, hit the like button, leave the comments, do all the things you got to do. You know what you got to do, just go ahead and do it. The hell are you waiting for? But most importantly, thank you guys for letting me be a part of your day. It means a lot. And we are going to see you right back here in the next video.